Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get started on the NECA Lost Tribe Ultimate Stalker Predator. And if you guys know that I truly do enjoy Predator stuff. Like, the comics are amazing. I wish the Predators didn't lose so much in the freaking the movies. And sometimes it's just poorly done. But otherwise, this medium and format of Predator has been so enjoyable for the toy line. So shout out to NECA for making more articulated Predators. It's why I got back into the line, and I very much enjoy them, and I'm 100% here for it. The Ultimate Stalker Predator is dope as hell. Like, his name is Stalker Predator. Like, that pretty much sums up what he's going to do to you before finishing you off. And it's been a fun, wild ride of enjoying the Lost Tribe stuff, because I really do enjoy it. And it's just crazy how cool this stuff has come out. But again, this is me rambling on, and I don't care because it's that enjoyable. Like, like, you got to understand, this is so cool because I'm getting a second chance at missing out on Predators that I thought were already cool, but now I get to articulate them, take photos of them, and truly enjoy them in the medium that best fits me. And I know that sounds selfish, but that's okay when you're buying toys to enjoy, but you're also not like harping on anyone else who's enjoying it. So it's really cool to have this. First things first, let's talk about a look. I don't have the old Stalker Predator, which is okay. If you want, you can check out Nikki Nicole Customs. She did a review on her IGTV, and she explains the old one compared to the new one. So if you need that comparison, you can go and visit her IG page. Now, as far as the new Ultimate one, I love the paint job. I love what they've done with him. I love the overall sculpt and look. Everything about this guy is utterly fantastic. He has some tight joints, so I do advise you heat them up. And if you feel like your joints are too tight after that, what I do recommend you do is you're going to hit it with some silicone shock oil. And I'm actually going to talk about that towards the end of this video too, to help you guys out. So let's do that. Now, look-wise, we have our really cool helmet. And you know what? I'm going to have to bring it up a little bit. And you'll see Spider-Man in the background, so I apologize, but they're not a part of this video. And we bring our light back. I love the Stalker's mask. It is a nice and cool design. And we previously see this design, I believe, on the Sinestro Corpse Predator, which is dope. So Stalker has a reuse of that mask design. I love the ventilation shaft here, but you also have to peep game. The netting right there in the eyes is so cool. Like, I didn't even notice that until now, and it just looks so good there, for real, for real. So this has been, oh man, this is so nice. Then you see the crack part up here. Like, there are lots of cool details that I didn't notice before, and the more I look at them, the more I begin to enjoy this figure more and more. I really do love the Lost Tribe, yo. Dope as hell, and I wish they got a comic adaptation. And as far as our articulation goes, we can look up with almost little to no minimal problems. We can also look down, but they kind of start off looking that way because they're taller than most other figures. We can tilt left and right, and my neck peg is actually very tight, and I'm okay with that because it keeps him in a very good pose, or at least looking good. The locks are movable. They're not wide or anything, but they are movable. So if you want to move them around and get them out of your way, you totally can very easily. On the back, we have space for our plasma caster in our backpack. Arm articulation is actually really good on this guy, to the point where on this part, we can hit the T-pose. We have our gauntlet wrappings in bone. We have a bicep swivel. We are double jointed. And on this side, the armor moves up and out of the way, so you can lift that arm up and do the same here. So as you can see, he is really well done in terms of articulation. It's really well thought out this time around, and the sculpting works really well for what you have going on. On top of that, we can actually take off his chest armor. I'll get to that later. As far as anything else, look at this ab crunch. Like, the forward ab crunch is actually pretty nice, and it doesn't seem like much, but you do that with a little bit of wiggling of this, you actually get a lot more. So actually, you can go backwards as well too. You can tilt in very nicely. Our leg articulation can go outward. We can actually go forward. We are double jointed. As you can see, joints are very tight. And we have a ball joint that's wide enough to allow for a lot of ankle movement, or at least the simulation of ankle movement. Now, this guy just looks really good no matter what he does. Stalker looks good. And then we have the fact that he can sort of replicate his box art. And I think you can't really do that with a lot, but you can do it with this guy. Look at this. Like, this is just quickly posed up, looking real cool, like actual Stalker Predator. So if you want him to, like, do a superhero landing on technically on one knee, technically he can do that. Let's actually, can't see what's going on back there. Let's actually bring it down. My joints are super tight. And again, I don't mind that because it's allowing me to keep certain poses for this guy. And as you can see here, he can technically touch the floor in the 3-point stance. Oh, this is so enjoyable. We have our little pouch for carrying items. And as far as our hand pegs go, we have a up and down. This will be a horizontal peg, not a vertical peg, because it goes in and out like this. Now, as far as posing goes and things like that, the reason why I've enjoyed the new Ultimate stuff is because there's a lot of room for movement. Some people feel like they don't need their articulation because they like their predators to stand up. And I'm not going to disagree with that, because some people are going to want what they want for their version of their toy. But I simply adore the fact that I can do this guy running. I can do him jumping. I can do him looking really cool through stuff. Like even like this jumping pose. Let's actually fix that hand a little bit. So let's say he was jumping over something or jumping over an enemy. Look at this. Looking really, really cool. This is so enjoyable. We have our space here for what's going to be our smart disc, for our throwing disc. But just overall, the love that kind of went into this new Ultimate Edition, even though a lot of the Ultimate Editions just share the same body frame, is proof that you don't have to change much for it to be really good. And I really do like that. I think the only gripe I have is that my chest part comes apart a little too quickly. And that's probably because I'm having too much fun posing it and breaking the tab, as you can see here. Now the tab is actually pretty dope because, again, I've stated that you can actually take his armor off. So what I suggest you do is pop the head off and take off his medallion. And you're going to take off his carrying purse. Actually, it's not a purse, I'm sorry. His satchel. It could be a purse. You know what? Fine. He can have a purse. I don't care. He's enjoying himself. And what you do is you just like pop the armor off over the tab. And we can release our armor here. You just slide it down the arms. Excuse me. And it's dope that he can do this. Like, this is really, really nice. Just slide it off. And you have a really nice body still under and articulated. You can keep his helmet on. You can choose the unmasked head, but we'll get to that in the rest of the accessories. But Stalker looks a little naked without it, and that's kind of the point. Like, he is about it. He's Board's little brother, and he's just gonna be about it. But the fact that you can do this, take off the armor and still do cool stuff with this predator, is dope. Because it also makes you think about like the jungle hunter or them facing off against a human. He's like, all right, human, you want a fair fight? Come catch these hands. I'll give it to you. And that just, to me, sounds so dope. I mean, it sounds reckless as hell for a human, but it's dope enough that a predator would be like, all right, cool. I'm going to learn your language. I'm going to make fun of you. And I'm going to beat you to a pulp in Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? So these are the kind of fun things I imagine, just being really cool in Predator lore and just having a good time. This is actually movable, so don't think that it needs to be placed right here. Like, it's seen here. But if you want to have fun and just put it off to the side or do whatever, I say go for it. Whatever. Have fun. Now, we're going to talk about the accessories. But what I am going to do is off camera. Actually, no, you know what? I'm going to leave this off. And there's a reason why I'm actually going to leave it off. So let's just jump straight into accessories. On our chest armor, there is a back port here. This is going to be for a place where you're placing his plasma caster. Now, as you can see, it just slid right on. But it can also tab off. What's weird about this is that it's actually strong enough to carry it with no problem. But it can tab off very easily. I don't know what sorcery this is, but I enjoy it. I really do enjoy this sorcery. And I think it works very well for what they have going for Stalker. There is a slight pin issue with mine where the pin actually pokes out a little bit. Tried to get that to go back in, but it didn't. And I'm worried it may fall out because I actually have really bad luck with breaking my plasma casters that way. So I'm hoping that is not going to be a severe issue. But you can turn around the plasma caster. You can actually slide it left and right. And then there is a joint here. There's going to be a 2-prong joint. You can actually, as you can see, I'm rotating it up and down and left and right. So you can have some fun with that. And you can just put it back into his resting position. This also sets really well on his back because the Predator has really nice weight to it. So you don't have to worry about him falling backwards with this on. Next up, you have a short arm cannon. You can actually just slide this on by just sliding it off to the lower part of the wrist and sliding it up. And it hangs on there just totally fine. You see, with no issues. this is one of those also really enjoyable things that is kept very simple, very nice. This can be your net launcher, your plasma launcher, whatever it is you want to be. I actually don't remember which one this is, but I'm going to use it for cool stuff. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to use that for cool stuff. Sorry about the cutoff. My main man Pharaoh called me and he got through, even though I have my phone on airplane mode. So it is what it is. But even though he looks crazy with his helmeted head on Stalker, if you just swap it out, we're going to talk about the other head. Even putting his necklace back on helps it navigate that little bit of negative space that's in between the armor missing, right? So let's just pop this on. It's unmasked head. And as you can see, mine is really, really tight. It's going to be a little bit of a wear down, as you can see on camera as I sit there and mush down the rest of his body, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, your main man Stalker looking nice right now. Boy's little brother. You got the little nice symbols lost the head. You got the I don't know what those are poking. Oh, I guess those are super eyebrows. Though I guess these would technically be super eyebrow. No, these are probably part of the tattoo markings across the head. But don't mind me as I make up this whole lore. We have a very nice design here. I love the eyes on this. They're yellow. You can see more of the locks again. But as you can see, the unmasked head looks a lot better without the vest than it did the other one. But I'm probably going to do a little bit of both in my eyes, make it look pretty cool as I sit here and fix my focus so you can see that. But with the unmasked head and a necklace, it actually looks a lot better and a lot more clean. And then as far as our accessories, we will have, well, the rest of the accessories, we have our unused combi stick and we have the extended version of our combi stick. I don't know why, but all my combi sticks always break and it disappoints me so much because these ends always come inside the box to the point where I try to lift it out gently. Almost all the time they break. This one is on the verge of breaking. As you can see, it warped a little bit. So NECA, if you're watching, just please make the end plastic just a little bit stronger so it can withstand being taken out the box. Either that or I have bad luck, and I'm okay with either as long as somebody's willing to hear me out. Then we have stuff like we have our skull, because you know predators keep trophies and Stalker comes with a skull to keep a trophy. It's a nice dirty skull, so it looks like he's probably had this skull for quite some time. It's probably a very nice trophy of his from a human. Oh, on top of the plasma caster, forgot to show this part off, we have a blast effect. It is blue. Unlike Scout's, which is a little bit more orange, his is indeed blue. And it has a white ending of it. So then we have our smart disc, which I mentioned earlier. With our smart disc, we have the open version. Then we have the closed version. I believe this one is the use of this hand. So you can use this one with this hand. You place the thumb in first and then the rest of the hand. And you can hold your smart disc very easy. You'll see in the photos I had a lot of fun with the smart disc Pro. So yeah, slice and dice through your enemies. Then we have a dedicated hand for the combi stick. And this one can also hold the combi stick, but it feels like it's warping the hand. But both of these can definitely hold the combi stick. This one is the more dedicated hand though. And I think that's about it. That wraps up all the accessories for our main man Stalker. So what I will do is, what I'm gonna do on camera, well, off camera I should say, I'm gonna put his armor back on, put the helmeted head back on, and then we're gonna jump into size comparison. So let's get to it. All right, guys, size comparison time. First things first, I wanna compare it to the rest of the Lost Tribe. I think that's pretty important for those of you who are gonna decide whether or not they want to jump into the Lost Tribe stuff. And honestly, I think that you should. I think it's a great time since they're reissuing a ton of them in like the ultimate format. Now we're getting them. So first up, we have the City Hunter, which is the one featured in the movie. I believe this is my older version of it. I need to find my newer one. I don't know what I did with it. Here is Scout, which released recently. I love Scout. Then we have Armored Loss. And I think you guys will see why pretty much I lose my mind over the Lost Tribe. These guys are solid. Like, let's actually move these guys back so I can get them all in the frame. You can see why I really bangs with the Lost Tribe. Like, look at these guys. Like, yes, they're all similar. They have the same body type, but they're all cool. I don't care what nobody say. They're cool as hell. And you can judge me all you want, but I'm here for it. I'm here for having a good time and doing the cool Predator versus Alien stuff, the Prometheus stuff, and just having a good time. And the Lost Tribe is where it's at for me. That's why I feel at home with. But also, I like the entire universe stuff, so don't judge me. So yeah. So next up, we're gonna use an alien. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these Lost Tribe members out of here. I'm gonna gently put them down, and then we're gonna compare it to an alien from NECA. I chose the Scorpion alien because I like using it. I think it's a really nice design. And personally, I wish I had got more Scorpion aliens, and I played myself because I would definitely like a few more of these guys, at least 3 more, so I can have a Saw squad. The Scorpion alien, as you can see, most of the aliens always stack up way bigger than any of the Predators, and I like how that goes. But the Scorpion alien has such great articulation and a great design of that nice brown black. Just pops so well. Really do enjoy that. So yeah. Next up, let's compare some other stuff that I have, which will work well, or just you can have fun crossing over and just being you in your own universe. Next up, we have Azrael. This one is from the McFarlane toy line, the 7-inch toy line. And Azrael even pales in comparison to that of the NECA Predator stuff. These guys are big. Then we have the Cosplay Me. I'm Not the Amazing. That's on a Mezco Gomez body. Next up, we have a Mythic Legion, and I feel like these two complement each other very, very well. Right? Let's actually wipe down my camera for a second. There we go. I feel like the light was a little too harsh. Let's try another McFarlane figure. Here we have a Necron Warrior. And the Necron Warrior is actually a nice height too. So you can actually mix and match and have a good time, because the Predator is mostly bigger than a lot of other lines. It fits in pretty well with a lot of stuff, to the point where I feel like Predators can go about just about anything and it'll look good. Here we have a Storm Collectibles. Technically it's a Carmine, but it's on the Marcus body, the Carmine helmet, looking really good. Then we have a Mythic Legion's Ogre style Archimedes. And as you can see here, these guys all look really well next to each other. Now, that was a lot of the bigger stuff. Let's check out some smaller stuff. Ooh, here's a good one. In case you wanted to do these guys, here's an SH Figure Arts Mandalorian, looking quite tiny next to him. Excuse me. Then we have a Lightning Collection Green Ranger. And this is where you start to see like the human sizes and you're like, oh, right? Then we have a 1000 Toys synthetic human styled. Then we have a Marvel Legends Hellfire Goon. And as you can see here, these guys all pale in comparison height-wise to that of the Predator. The Yauja, right? Then we have stuff like SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga, which is going to be probably the tiniest next to the Articulated Icons Ninja. He looks up to him like, wow, this is crazy. Here is a G.I. Joe Cobra Viper. We have an Articulated Icons Ninja. And just for bonus, I want to throw in Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. And the reason why I'm throwing him in is because Predator was a guest star in one of the Mortal Kombat games. And I feel like I should mention him at least. But yeah, here we have it. Personally, Lost Tribe is where it's at for me. Chef's kiss. But if you're not a fan of Predator, you don't know what you're getting into, and you saw this video, I hope that you enjoyed it enough to at least give it a try, check out the comic books, maybe look up the lore a little bit. And if you feel like you've enjoyed that, go buy this $35 figure and give it a shot. I do recommend that you do heat up the joints. And while I'm at it, let me talk about that silicone shock oil that I said I would mention, and I didn't want to forget, and I almost did, so let's not do that. And I dropped something while picking this up, so please, hope I find it later. This is what I use on joints. It's called Traxxas Silicone Shock Oil. Listen, when using this, I recommend that you use gloves and you get a Q-tip, right? And what you do is, let's say you have a figure that has like really tight joints. And I want to make sure I talk to you guys about this. I hope this helps for real. What you're going to do is you can either apply directly, one small drop, and you use a Q-tip to clean up the tight joints where it's at, right? Especially because if you can't take the figure apart, what you're going to do is, even in like stuff like the arms, you'll add like a drop in, use a Q-tip to clean up the excess, and you slowly move the joint around so the oils can get in to make things a little easier. So hopefully this will help you. Hopefully this has helped you. And the police sirens in the background won't be helping you. But as always, guys, thank you for enjoying. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with this new happy attitude, because this is actually the normal me. So get used to it. In the meantime, guys, please be good, do good. drink your water. Later.